My name is Jules and I'm the co-founder of Real Food Zimbabwe. We use tech on a daily basis in almost every process, but mostly to aggregate orders, to communicate with our customers and to keep track of our deliveries.
Hi, my name is Honey. I'm the CEO and founder of Fashpa, which is a fashion technology company based in Nigeria. We use tech throughout our business as well. I'm really excited about how technology can change the entire fashion industry in Africa.
Hi, my name is Temi and I run a company called LifeBank. LifeBank uses technology to aggregate supply information around essential medical supplies like blood, plasma, platelets, organs.
Hi, my name is Oduayo. I'm the co-founder of piggybank.ng, a digital financial services company in Nigeria that leverages technology to automate savings for middle to low income earners.
So it's great that we're like at the Berlin Wall this afternoon. I've never been here before, and I think one of the best things about this trip is that it's had like 4 women. Like I'm used to be like the minority when we go for all these tech events, and so it's like great to come to the event. It's like 4 of us, like really diverse, but doing like really amazing things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's a really great balance. There's 14 of us and 4 of us are women. So
I think it should be
higher
more than
percentage.
that.
Yeah, I think it should get more
It should be
than
7,
like, it
really,
shouldn't
to
be.
be honest.
It's progress. It's progress.
Yeah,
Usually it's like
But it's better than 1.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I think that that's kind of what has allowed us to like all really bond well, because we're used to be like the only like female in the room.
Oh my God!
Yeah, exactly.
So okay, so let's ask. I don't know, how have you guys been feeling about the women in tech movement? There's a lot of buzz around women in tech, and sometimes I can't help feeling that it's less about diversity now and more about meeting the diversity quota. What do you think?
That's an interesting one. Sometimes I know I'm like a little bit biased as well. Like I think it's really great. Like we need more women in tech for sure. But then sometimes it does feel like you get like a label, and it's kind of like establishing that balance. But overall, I think that for sure more needs to be done to make sure that there's more women like building companies, more women coding, more women in top positions in technology. So I think we kind of have to take like a little bit like the good parts and
I think the bottom line is women are half of the population of the world, and if we are half of the population of the world, then we should be running half of the companies, and building half of the tech companies, and being half of the developers in companies, in tech.
Okay, so I want to take it out of the park a little.
Yeah.
Like there
As
is,
always.
there is the need to get more women in tech, right?
yeah.
But I also feel like we are not really, sometimes in the bid to get more women into technology, we are not accounting for the women who don't want to be in technology.
Right.
Like the movement has become so centered around getting more women into tech that it's not really as inclusive as I thought it would be. What I think is that, like, as opposed to pushing for women in tech, you're supposed to fix the existing systems. Kind of like what the founder of GoDaddy, the current CEO of GoDaddy is doing.
Right.
Yeah. Over the years, GoDaddy used to have these provocative ads where they used girls in showers, girls in bikinis to advertise their website. Now the guy has turned it around, not by going out to hire more women, no, by fixing the existing systems.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, no matter the number of women in tech organizations that there are, and there are many, I don't know that is what will fix the problem.
I think that it's a simple question of why don't we have more women in tech, right? And if the idea is that some women are maybe not interested in tech, then we need to find out why, right? Because when you think about technology companies, new technology companies in the world right now, they're driving immense value. And when you leave women out of that value that the world is creating, then it's like it's a problem. I think that you can't have like only 15% or 17% of women, in this new economy that the world is creating. And I think women need to be part of it.
Yeah, and I think education is a big part. So sometimes you say women are not interested in technology, but the part that they see is the part that they think they're not interested in. Like there are so many different roles in technology that a woman can be involved in. Yeah. And I think that the crucial thing,
Just coders,
not just coding. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yes, coders too.
Yes, but I think that what what the movement is trying to do, and what is really exciting for me, is that we make sure that women or girls out there are getting the information about the opportunities that they are there, so that information is going out, the education is going out, and the opportunities are there. So that when a woman applies for a job, she's getting as equal opportunity. She isn't being told you can't join the engineering team because you're a woman. And I think that those biases still exist, specifically in Africa. So I think that it's kind of, you know, we do need that sort of push. Otherwise, we're gonna keep needing.
Does any of you code?
I could.
Yeah. I'm learning.
No, I was leading somewhere. Like, no, I was going to point out that, like, for the longest time, I struggled with the whole women in tech thing.
Yes.
Like, because I don't code.
Right.
And it was like, so where is, like, for the longest time, tech was about the programmers, the bros, and it was like, where do you really fit in this whole world?
I mean,
I found my place.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think it's up to women to create their place also in tech. We don't have to fit in traditional male roles. We create our own.
Absolutely. And I also think that we sometimes sort of like sell ourselves short. The founders of Airbnb are not coders, so you can't be women in tech without being a coder or dev. You can hire them.
Exactly.
And I think that, like, the most important part is that what we are doing here is really great. Like right now, because we are speaking out and not enough people speak out, and a lot of people are silenced. So it's nice that we get this opportunity, and the area in which we are doing it is really important as well.
I wanted to also ask about fundraising as a woman, because that's like, you know, that's how you power your companies and power tech companies. So how has it been?
We're trying to raise $25 million. I think $25 million, 22 million euros. So we're I guess part of a very group of ambitious women, but I don't know what has been like my general. I think fundraising is tough. Period. I think it's tough in Africa, regardless of gender. I think for women it's especially tough. I specifically don't mind being like first to say that. I think it's tough for a woman to raise.
It's
like,
really tough.
People,
I don't mind either.
Yeah, especially when you're being ambitious. Like, you know, we're going for that. We have a big ask. You know, so it's not like we're not trying to raise, you know, 10K or 5K. And there's nothing wrong with that stage, but at a point where our companies are really high growth, which is like the stage with all of us, like our companies are growing so quickly, and we do need a lot of capital to be able to continue to fuel that growth. I think sometimes it can just be harder because we're female.
I think there's also something to be said about it being a plus point, though, because we are different and we are unique, we are powerful women. Like, there is a different level of trust, perhaps. I don't know, maybe we just have to play to our strength.
And actually women are known to be better like at having and
money.
receiving credit and managing money and more trustworthy
really
in general. So people should give it is actually cool.
But you know that this whole thing about women finding it hard to raise is like the same everywhere. Even in America, I think like the number of women who have raised like over $1 million or something is like really tiny as well. So it's like a global problem. I think it's worse in Africa, but it's definitely global. And I think that part of the problem is that women typically, both of you are like an exception to this case. I think that women a lot of the times we're trying to solve like problems that affect women. And if you look at the VC community, it's a very sort of male-driven and masculine-driven economy. So sometimes that understanding of our business is just not there. Like fashion, if I'm trying to solve the problem in the fashion supply chain, or I'm trying to solve a problem of fashion shopping, like a traditional male VC sitting in the Silicon Valley doesn't really understand that as a pressing problem. He understands like a fintech play. He understands like a more sort of like sectors where you see men, but it's hard to sort of explain, I'm trying to build something that's like a female problem.
I also have to point out though, like, it's admirable when women try to solve women problems, because women problems like should get representation. But we should also be speaking out for women to venture into solving generic problems, because many women don't venture into these spaces because they're afraid of like, okay, so maybe stick to what I'm familiar with, maybe stick to what I know. But I can speak for myself, especially because when I wanted to start Piggy Bank, I was really nervous. Like, HR is, you know, like a largely women's space, so employment people can like, okay, you can get a good
Which
job.
is your previous company, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so the whole money thing, I was afraid. It's fintech. It's a really male-dominated area. And I was really nervous, but I think that women should.
But like, here you are killing the show.
Exactly.
Okay, so I got in tech because I wanted to solve a problem, right? And the best way to solve a problem is to use technology. And I mean, I was kind of a bit different from you. Like, I didn't even care that I wasn't supposed to do this. I'm not a doctor and I'm solving a healthcare problem. And to me, it never really mattered. And I think that's what women need to, like, be a little bit more like. Just do it.
What about you, Jules?
I think from the earliest time, like when we started doing like computers at school, like I just loved the code, like I just loved how things fitted into a system. And then growing up, like I was always interested in apps and app building, and I think that interest just draws you into meeting people, and the idea comes, and then when the real food idea came, tech was just an obvious outlet to express that.
But what's really great about it is we're all really passionate about building global businesses all the world.
Absolutely.
So if you were not a CEO, founder, co-founder, CEO of a tech company, what would you be doing?
I'd be writing again.
But you can still write.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll probably not be doing anything different, just minus the tech part.
I didn't know that about you.
What? The writing
That
part?
you're right.
Always.
She's a tech blogger. Like,
Yeah.
Really? You knew that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I knew that as well.
See?
Well,
You don't listen. Okay.
Really?
what about you?
So I'll be
Mama Tani on the
president
show.
of a country, any country really.
That sounds like
I can see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be
see,
Madam
sure.
President.
I
don't know,
I
we don't
think
vote
I
for
can
you.
see like politics and presidential stuff in your future.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's like
Once you've
years
saved
and years.
everybody's lives, then you
Yeah.
can be
After, then I'll be like, I saved your life, vote for me.
Healthy. Great. So I really wanted to be a DJ. So maybe I'll be a DJ. But if I would not be a DJ, I'd probably be, I don't know, maybe still using tech in something else. I don't know.
Guys, to be honest, I think I'd be doing something corporate social responsibility wise. Like I'd love to be like a consultant who goes like different businesses, including yours in the future, and tell you how to like give back to your company.
I like that.
And one thing I also want to talk about was like, I know we talked about it a little bit, but like how impact is also really important like in our businesses. Like is that an important thing like when you think about building your business?
Well, when I started building it, it wasn't. But I haven't gone anywhere where people are like, so what are you doing for the low-income earners? And I think that it was nice that someone made me aware of the fact that you have to do something. I mean, apart from your usual. So yeah, it's something that we've heard over and over and over, and that we're now starting to work to implement into the business. You have to help people who are vulnerable in the community. So yeah.
For me, I mean, the core of my business is impact. I actually try to sometimes like shy away from it a little bit, because I mean, saving people's lives every day. How impactful? How more impactful can you get?
Yeah, I don't. It's really hard to go after you. Yeah, I think impact as well is really key for me. I think especially when you're building a business in Africa and Nigeria, like we're doing. So for me, like one of the interesting things was how we moved from just buying and importing to manufacturing in Nigeria. And it's really like empowering like the local communities and
women.
women.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like so great. Like you can build a tech business that has scale, but really affects the lives of people as well.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
I agree.
For sure. I think it also comes down to intention.
Yeah.
Like deep down, if you're running your business with the idea that you're not
You have
harming, you're helping.
Yeah.
I think that's what women in
makes it
tech
easier.
bring.
Yeah, absolutely,
You know?
absolutely.
It's not just about the profit; it's also about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, the most important thing about our discussion here is that women should feel free to do whatever they want. Like, you really can be whatever you want to be.
Anything.
Like literally anything. Astronauts. We all watch Hidden Figures, right? Like those are women doing awesome things. Those stories are never told, but we are trying to tell some stories now. Like that's what we're doing here. So you can do anything at all. Really, tech, fashion,
And I
food,
think next
whatever.
year for the next PitchDrive, like women apply, like don't be shy.
Please
Yeah.
do.
We need more.
I
At
need
least
7 of
50%.
you to be
I
women.
need like 10.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I
like,
know.
4 guys on the trip.
That would be awesome.
That would be like really cool. That should be like our target.
That should be the target.
But like guys,
Oh my
like
God,
I think like famous last words. Like what is like one best thing about the trip? Like what has been like the one thing? 'Cause we're, like, Amsterdam.
Cash money.
What is that?
Cash money.
I don't even I don't
I
get
don't get
it.
it.
I don't get
Man,
how
you
money.
talking
I
to
don't-
investors, guys.
I don't
That's
understand.
literally why we're here.
Amsterdam was just the one best part.
The best part is talking to investors.
Meeting awesome people. Like I know the most amazing people on the trip.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Me.
I think for me, as probably like the newest entrepreneur, it's been like learning from like the knowledge that everyone has. Yeah.
I like Amsterdam.
Apply, guys. See you from Berlin Wall.
10 next
From
year.
Berlin Wall.
10. 1 and 0.
15. Everybody apply.